Welcome back. We are still on connective tissue. We've spoken quite a bit about the ECM and the extracellular matrix. Let's just briefly comment on the type of tissue fibers, the type of fibers that are found, because you're going to hear a lot about collagen and you're going to hear about elastin, primarily a little bit about reticular, not as much as collagen and elastin, though. Collagen, let me go back here. Collagen is a very important protein. It makes up about 25% of the protein in the body. It's commonly found in tendons and in ligaments. It's very tough. It's a tough type of protein. It's resistant to tension and pulling, and it's pretty pliable. And collagen is found in skin, it's found in hair, it's found in blood vessels, it's even found in bone. It makes up about 1/3 of bone, which is interesting now because when you have chronic inflammation, you can have collagenases breaking down bone, and 1/3 of bone is made up of collagen. Collagen is also found in collagen is also found in ligaments, as is elastin. So some ligaments have more collagen if they need more strength, and other ligaments have more elastin if they need more flexibility. So ligaments along the spine is pretty stable, pretty structurally stable, but the spine is flexible. So the spine is going to have the spinal ligaments will have more elastin than it will collagen. But if we look at the knee joint's pretty unstable. It's the largest joint in the body. Because it's so unstable, we'll want the cartilage and ligaments of the knee to have more collagen than elastin. But elastin is found in the lungs, it's found in blood vessels, it's found in the cartilage of the ear, and elastin allows things to become elastic, things to stretch up to about 150% of its relaxed length and then return to its original shape. This is a problem in diabetes, though. In diabetes or people with high glucose, it can damage that elastin. And this is why people with high blood sugar have kidney issues and issues with their eyes because of the small blood vessels, the microcirculation in the kidneys and in the eyes. It damages their elasticity. The high sugar damages the elasticity in blood vessels and the elasticity in cartilage and elasticity of their lungs. Reticular fibers, these are thin branched fibers. They're going to make up the framework of most of the organs in the body. They help to stabilize them and hold them in place. If you look at the back of your hand or the dorsal surface of your hand, you could see you have veins there. And the veins are held in place by these reticular fibers. You can shake them and move them around, but they're held in place. Your organs, your liver, your kidneys, they're pretty much structurally sound and held in place due to these reticular fibers. And so are your blood vessels. So when you go and have someone take your blood and they're not, a phlebotomist may not be that good at hitting your blood vessel and they keep missing, they blame you by saying you have rolling veins. That's not true. They don't roll, they don't slip around, they're anchored and held very well in place. Now, when we have an issue with certain connective tissue, we have a type of disease called Marfan's syndrome. And this is an inherited disorder that involves some of these fibers that we just talked about. Not the collagen fibers, but it's going to be involving the elastic fibers. It's this abnormal development of the elastic fibers. So these people tend to grow very, very tall. They have very, very long legs, long, slender arms, long, slender fingers and toes. That's Marfan syndrome. Some people use this to their advantage. Some of them we've seen play professional basketball, and they have this Marfan syndrome. They are extremely tall. They don't tend to be super athletic. This is not your average basketball player by any means, but there have been few that have this type of inherited disorder that can't run around too well. You know, they're tall. If they get the ball, they can, you know, they can dunk it. They don't even have to jump. But it becomes life threatening because remember, we have elastin and elastic fibers around our blood vessels. So the life threatening part of Marfan syndrome is when there's weakening of the aorta or the abdominal aorta. This large blood vessel can actually rupture, or they can have an aneurysm of it and it become life threatening for sure. Okay, so we're going to take a pause here. When we'll come back, we'll do an overview of connective tissue and move on to connective tissue proper. Then we'll go over supporting connective tissue and fluid connective tissue.